Bhagavad Gītā, Chapter 5, The Yoga of Renunciation and Action, Freedom through Balance. In Chapter 5 of the Bhagavad Gītā, Arjuna is still seeking clarity. Should he renounce all action and retreat into silence, or should he fight, fully immersed in worldly duty? Krishna answers with wisdom, both practical and profound. True renunciation is not withdrawal, it is detachment. And the highest yogi is not one who escapes life, but one who acts without attachment, with purity of heart. The sage performs all duties, but is not bound by them. They see the self in all beings, a wise Brahmin, an elephant, a dog, or even an outcast, and hold no judgment, only compassion and balance. Krishna explains that the soul is untouched by action. It is nature that moves the body. The wise remain inwardly still. The chapter ends with a beautiful vision. The yogi who knows the divine as the friend of all beings, who lives without fear or desire, and who finds peace within. Such a one, even while living, is already liberated.
Chapter 5, Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the Yoga of Renunciation and Action. Verse 1, Arjuna said, O Krishna, you praise both renunciation of action and selfless action. Tell me clearly, which is better? Explanation. Arjuna seeks clarity. Is it better to renounce all action, or to act selflessly? Krishna now resolves this core question, the spiritual path. Verse 2, the Blessed Lord said, both renunciation and selfless action lead to liberation, but of the two, selfless action is superior. Verse 3, one who neither hates nor desires and is free from the pairs of opposites is easily liberated from bondage. Explanation. The true renunciate is not someone who withdraws from the world, but one who acts without craving or aversion, in peace. Verse 4, the ignorant speak of knowledge and selfless action as different, but the wise see them as one and the same. One who practices either correctly gains the fruit of both. Explanation. Krishna unites both paths, knowledge, jnana, and selfless action, karma, showing that when practiced with sincerity, both lead to the same liberation. Verse 5. The state attained by renunciates is also reached by karma yogis. One who sees both paths as equal truly sees. Verse 6. But renunciation is difficult without yoga. The sage who is united with the divine through selfless action quickly attains Brahman. Explanation. Simply giving up actions is not enough. Without inner mastery, it leads to frustration. But through karma yoga, one attains peace while still engaged in the world. Verse 7. One who is purified by intellect, controls the mind and senses, sees the self in all beings, and acts selflessly, is never bound, even while performing actions. Explanation. The true yogi remains inwardly free while acting outwardly. With self-mastery and spiritual vision, every action becomes non-binding and sacred. Verse 8. Such a person, knowing the truth, thinks, I do nothing at all, even while seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, walking, sleeping, breathing. Verse 9. Speaking, letting go, grasping, opening, and closing the eyes, knowing that it is only the senses acting upon sense objects. Explanation. These verses express the essence of detached awareness, knowing that the body and senses act, but the self remains untouched. Verse 10. One who offers all actions to the divine and renounces attachment is not tainted by sin, just as a lotus leaf remains untouched by water. Explanation. The image of the lotus leaf symbolizes spiritual purity, immersed in the world, yet untouched. This is the ideal karma yogi, acting in surrender and freedom. Verse 11. Yogis perform action with the body, mind, intellect, and senses, abandoning attachment, only for the purification of the self. Verse 12. One who is united with the divine and renounces the fruits of action attains lasting peace, but the one attached to results is bound by karma. Explanation. Peace comes not from avoidance, but from detachment in action. The key is to act sincerely and let go of outcome. Verse 13. Mentally renouncing all actions, the self-controlled one dwells happily in the city of 9 gates, the body, neither acting nor causing action. Explanation. The realized soul lives peacefully within the body, the city of 9 gates, referring to the bodily openings, knowing they are not the doer of actions. Verse 14. The self does not create actions, or their doers, or their results. All this arises from nature, prakriti. Verse 15. The divine takes neither virtue nor vice of anyone. Knowledge is veiled by ignorance, and so beings are deluded. Explanation. It is not God who punishes or rewards. It is ignorance that binds beings to suffering. Remove the veil, and truth is seen clearly. Verse 16. But for those whose ignorance is destroyed by knowledge, the Supreme Self is revealed, like the sun lighting up the world. Explanation. Knowledge is like sunlight. It disperses darkness, revealing the eternal self that was always present, but hidden. Verse 17. Those whose minds are fixed in the self, who are fully devoted, who are purified by wisdom and free from doubt, they attain liberation. Verse 18. Wise see with equal vision a learned Brahmin, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and one who eats dogs. Explanation. The enlightened see the same divine essence in all, regardless of form, role, or status. This is spiritual equality. Verse 19. Even here, in this world, those whose minds are established in equality overcome rebirth. The Supreme is flawless and equal in all. Therefore, they are established in the Supreme. Explanation. One who sees all beings with equal vision becomes liberated even while living beyond cycles of birth and death. Verse 20. One should not rejoice in getting what is pleasant, nor grieve over what is unpleasant. With steady intellect, unconfused, the wise abide in the self. Verse 21. One detached from external pleasures finds joy in the self, united with the Supreme through yoga. Such a person attains eternal bliss. Explanation. True joy is not found in fleeting experiences. It is discovered within, in union with the unchanging self. Verse 22. Pleasures that arise from contact with the senses are sources of suffering. They have a beginning and an end, O Arjuna. The wise do not delight in them. Explanation. Sensual pleasures are temporary and ultimately bring pain. The enlightened seek the permanent joy of the self, not fleeting highs. Verse 23. One who can resist desire and anger before giving up the body is a true yogi and lives in happiness. Verse 24. One who finds joy, rest and light within, such a yogi is one with the Supreme and attains liberation. Explanation. Liberation is not somewhere outside. It is found within by those who are still, content, and awakened. Verse 25. Sages who are free from desire and anger, who have controlled their minds and known the self, find eternal peace everywhere. Verse 26. Those who are free from desire, fear, and anger, absorbed in the self and detached from outcomes, are always liberated. Explanation. Freedom's not distant. It is found in a mind that is calm, fearless, and inwardly fulfilled. Verse 27. Shutting out external contacts, fixing the gaze between the eyebrows, equalizing the incoming and outgoing breath within the nostrils. Verse 28. With senses, mind, and intellect controlled, free from desire, fear, and anger, the sage who seeks liberation is truly free forever. Verse 29. Knowing me as the enjoyer of sacrifices, the supreme Lord of all worlds, and the friend of all beings, such person attains peace. Explanation. Krishna ends this chapter with a beautiful truth. Peace is found in knowing the divine as our friend, our inner witness, and the joyful source behind all life.